Well, I think we'll go ahead and get started. Hopefully, we'll have more folks join. So, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We are super excited to discuss, elevating healthcare customer experience and balancing innovation, psychometrics, and the human touch for better patient outcomes. We hope to make this interactive and welcome your comments and questions during our time together. We'll be discussing using tech to improve our interactions and reminding ourselves that we should not forget our people in the race of digitalization and AI. So without further ado, right. So let me introduce myself and Christine. I'm Karen Dupree. I'm the Senior Director of Quality Solutions at BPA Quality. I have over 20 years of customer service and quality experience spanning from in-person guest relations, call centers to CX and psychometrics content contributor via blogs, podcasts, and everything social. And the lovely Christine, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Thanks, Karen. So I'm Christine Clarkson, and I'm the Vice President for Healthcare Quality Solutions. And I have over 20 years of healthcare experience, including working with PBMs, specialty pharmacy, 340B, pharmaceutical distribution, disease state management, patient assistance programs, and of course, with patient care. So I'm lending my expertise in healthcare to speak with you all today about, really elevating the patient experience. And we're certainly all very excited to share our insights with you all today.
So, BPA Quality, just to give you kind of a background, just some informational slide here. BPA Quality is named top workforce place for multiple years now, has about 30 plus years of experience in contact center quality monitoring, training, and consulting. We are ICF founding members and proud of our CPD certification status. So our CPD is our continuing professional development. We were certified earlier this year in the UK and are super excited with that certification.
And we also work with all, global brands, across various sectors, including telecom, technology, travel, and of course, healthcare. We work to deliver actionable insights and enhance that customer and patient experiences. And we're also fully HIPAA compliant as well, because I know that's really important. So today, what we're going to cover is really how to improve, patient outcomes and maximize, moments of truth, balance digital and human experience and explore the current healthcare landscape. So the what is, we're going to look at to review the current challenges you're all facing, how you're balancing the digital and automation activities, with that human element. But you might be asking, so what? Why is this balance needed and how much of a balance is needed? What tools are needed for this balance? So we're going to talk about that today. And then the now what? What does this mean for you? We're going to look at how to improve your actual patient experiences. We're going to dive into, customer experience innovation, the role of psychometrics, why it's important for that human element as well, leading to more, patient experiences. We're going to explore, why empathy and personalized interactions are crucial in healthcare and how they significantly impact, those patient satisfaction scores as well as our patient outcomes. So as you all know, healthcare faces significant challenges, that impact patient experiences. And the challenges include, disjointed transactional experiences. Sorry, did somebody ask a question? That's okay, great, thank you. So those challenges include, we've got some disjointed transactional experiences. We have long patient call wait times. There's complex layers for the patient with insurance payers, driving the networks and, authorization steps for therapy. There's fragmented systems that often require patients to repeatedly provide their medical history, leading to that disjointed care. There's inefficient scheduling causes, which can cause those frustrations and those delays. And additionally, staff frequently feel, restricted in their decision-making abilities, which, negatively kind of affect that overall care quality and satisfaction. And this is all leading to an overall perception of a lack of human touch and human care. And all of these challenges, add to that patient frustration and dissatisfaction. And a crucial part of any patient journey is really healing. It's dependent on how we are made to feel. So therefore, addressing these issues is really crucial for improving, patient satisfaction and those patient outcomes.
Absolutely, Christine. One of the things I love this quote from Maya Angelou is that, I've learned that people will forget what you said, but people will never forget how you made them feel. This goes with any type of service, and in relationships as well. So it's very important. It is a powerful reminder of the importance that empathy is in healthcare.
So our patients experience, there's multiple moments of truth, throughout their journey. It's essential to really maximize, each touch point to really enhance that overall experience. And each touch point, it really gives us an opportunity to enhance the patient experience and build that patient loyalty as well. But, are we maximizing each touch point? I mean, that is the question that we all should be asking ourselves as well.
So, does your culture and the tools you use support the delivery of good patient outcomes and experiences? And are your intentions aligned with your operational reality? So, we have a question here. What are the actual human impacts on patients and customers when they need our services? Understanding these challenges helps us to provide better care. So, what challenges do patients face? So, in regard to what everyone is, let me pull it back one. You able to go back to slide 10, Christine? There we go. Um, and so everybody on the call right now, what challenges are your customers facing? Anybody? Well, we have some challenges and vulnerabilities that we're going to be sharing in the next slide here. So, very good. Difficult understanding. Perfect. It's understanding the processes, right? Which is vital. And when you're in a situation of sorts, you're scared. You have these different emotions going on, and it's vital to understand from the customer and patient point of view. So, so what is the actual human impact for a patient when their life circumstances cause them to need your services? Okay. So on to you, Christine. Here are a list of challenges and vulnerabilities that we
Right.
discussed, and
Yeah.
let's talk about those.
Yeah. So, I mean, as you all know, the patient face various challenges and vulnerabilities, including, high stress levels, time pressures, fear and anger, perhaps at their diagnosis. Most patients are also, overwhelmed with the insurance payer process. You all know how cumbersome that can be, and also worry about their claims being paid, or, if they can even afford the therapy or the medications that are prescribed to them. So we need to identify, what detriment, harms, or problems our patients are vulnerable to. And while noting these, they can certainly fluctuate and change over time as well. But if we don't fully realize these, we really won't be able to help them. So I'm hoping, you get some great thoughts there on what are some challenges that you're all facing as well. And hopefully, you're probably recognizing some of these as well within your own workplace.
So our staff faces similar pressures, leading to empathy fatigue. Addressing these issues is crucial for maintaining high quality care. As customers bring more challenging and unique needs to our agents, who now handle increasingly complex issues due to the automation and self-service options, deflecting routine tasks, our staff can experience stress, burnout, and empathy fatigue. Has the environment changed and are customers more tolerant of contact center experiences? Well, we see customer satisfaction rates at an all-time low and complaints at an all-time high and longer resolution times. So it makes me wonder how our agents are being treated. The stress of the role and the high pace can definitely lead to more absence, especially in roles where it's customer service and dealing with complex and emotionally charged cases. So, what's your experience of the way customers speak to our people? How well do we train our team to diffuse this tension and manage difficult customers? All right, is everybody experiencing this as well?
So I think at times what we're seeing as well, Karen, is we can certainly train on certain, attributes, but then in reality, it's not coming to fruition when the actual patient is on the call or having that interaction. We certainly see that gap there. And I think most of everybody's probably in some format seeing that as well.
That's right.
So it certainly kind of bears repeating that, we talk about, patient vulnerabilities, but our team members often face those same pressures as well, that we've outlined. But they're still expected to show up for the patients, and they're often in very similar circumstances themselves, or even supporting someone, who's in that type of situation. So it can cut both ways. Patients can run the risk of almost like dehumanizing our patient care coordinators because they simply cannot see, the job that our team is doing behind the scenes. So it's a balance that we really have to walk there as well. But we have to be very cognizant, not only with our patients, but also with our team members as well, and what they're going through and what they're then expected to do as performance every day, and how they're managing all of that.
Absolutely. So, empathy is key to doing the right thing for all patients and customers, particularly when vulnerability is present. So, we all already know this. But keep empathy in mind as we will speak more about it and how it ties to psychometrics. Empathy is crucial for connecting with patients and customers, especially during challenging circumstances. It's the cornerstone of effective patient care.
Yep, I totally agree with that, Karen.
Yep. And offering quality customer service and patient care increases satisfaction. Despite digital advances, patients still value the human interaction. It is essential to keep the human touch alive. So, offering quality customer service and patient care is one of the ways to increase patient satisfaction. In the era of digitalization and automation advances, healthcare companies must ensure a human touch to their patient service. Patients and customers are still wary about forging human interaction during the care journey. So, patients and customers generally feel that their medical needs are unique and unable to be addressed to their satisfaction by algorithms or other technologies.
Mhm.
So when I'm struggling, confused, or vulnerable, do I really want to speak to a robot?
I know I don't.
I know,
I want to get somebody on the
exactly.
phone, and I want somebody who is empathetic and is going to listen to me. And I know we don't always find that. And I think that's one of the struggles that most people are facing right now, especially in healthcare, is trying to, but how do we keep that human touch, with all of this technology out there and, it's moving really fast as well. But how do we not lose sight of really, what is the core fundamental importance to healthcare, which is the patient touch of that? Yeah, really great points.
A- Absolutely. So, unfortunately, we have an inconvenient truth about technology. And this is from, our years of experience of working with contact centers globally. that they go out and they purchase a whole new tech service, but once they purchase it, they're like, okay, what happened? So what we are looking at, we focus on a human-centric, tech-enabled approach to ensure seamless patient experiences, right? So it's kind of like tech investments can feel like buying a fighter jet without knowing how to fly it. We help you navigate these challenges effectively. And it's important that your own teams help navigate it effectively as well. Just because you have something, uh, the new gadget, the new tool, doesn't necessarily mean it is set up properly for your company and your customers, right? So it can be overwhelming and expensive to navigate the intricacies of tech. If we get it wrong, we can end up with a disjointed, uh, getting somebody here, disjointed, robotic, and transactional experience. And that's definitely not what we want to do, especially in the healthcare industry. So partnering with the experts or having experts on staff can deliver the results that you've actually invested in. So there is a growing variety of ways that tech can help us. So there's speech analytics, AI use in identifying contact drivers and process improvement opportunities and training needs. It can help patients to self-serve when that is their preference and can help write summary notes for advisors, lessening up wrap time, not to mention enhancing knowledge bases and speed to competency, efficiency in the role for our team members. So our tech users in operations and manager roles have historically spent hours analyzing calls, emails, and chat transcripts. The new wave of AI is already providing excellent at processing batches of text. Any business process where there's lots of messages, content, text, communications will see the benefits of technology and what we like to call homology for customer outreach. And customer service is front of the line to reap the benefits and rewards of the tech-enabled approaches to service.
Yep.
But we still need to make sure that with every conversation with a customer is a lot more than just the AI, the robots, what the chatbots, what it has to have that human touch. It's an opportunity to make a real connection, to build on that human element. As humans, unlike bots, we can be creative, we're intuitive, we show real empathy, feeling, and understanding. So to connect on a human level, it is critical to connect at the human level for patient satisfaction. So here you can see with this Venn diagram, it's very important. You can have technology and it works. You can have the human element and it works, but where it really succeeds is in the middle here. And this is where you can get an excellent, providing an often a scenario or behavior arises. This technology can be used to measure this here, measure specific elements in all recorded interactions, but typically uses a narrow scope. So it is not as rich as if you were to use the human scope of listening to calls. So human listening is very powerful on its own, thought typically limited in scope, but expert human evaluators can provide more complex analysis of situations and both customer and agent behaviors. So the combination of the two typically leads to the most powerful results. So using speech to determine how often a situation is occurring and which markets or areas or demographics, etc. Then using a expert human listening to provide the deep dive root cause analysis and recommendations for improvement in handling that scenario, either through people, process, or technology enhancements. And that leads us to.
This is going to lead us into some psychometrics. So have you all heard of psychometrics? Do you know what psychometrics is? Maybe, maybe not. And if you're using them, if your company's using them, how are you using them? I mean, these are all great questions. So the definition of psychometrics, is a field of study focused on objectively measuring behavior, psychological traits, abilities, attitudes, and knowledge. So psychometrics is a field of study focused on objectively measuring behavior, psychological traits, abilities, attitudes, knowledge, and it involves that design, administration, and interpretation of measurement and assessments to quantify various, psychological characteristics. And these characteristics can certainly include like personality traits, cognitive abilities, emotional intelligence, and more than that. A practical application for psychometrics is really that the starting point is really identifying what the desired outcome, needs to be. And then using evidence and as many, contributing data points as possible, perhaps it's skills and knowledge and processes and behaviors needed to really achieve that desired outcome then are identified. But above all, it ensures that the data you're working with is measurable, objective, reliable, as well as valid.
So here we're going to, bridge the human AI gap, excelling at human element with psychometrics. So these are the four pillars that psychometrics can really help with excelling with that human element. So with the psychometrics, enhances recruitment, performance evaluation, and patient satisfaction by providing actionable insights. So what we can do here in the hiring and recruitment is we identify candidates who possess the personality traits and skills necessary for delivering effective customer service. This might include empathy, communication skills, problem-solving abilities, and resilience. So psychometric assessments provide objective data for evaluating individual performance by measuring key competencies, enables subjective behaviors such as empathy to be quantified. Assessments also help to understand the psychological factors that influence customer satisfaction, such as responsiveness, friendliness, and problem identifying the why behind what drives customer responses in surveys, and providing actionable intelligence that enables the development of customer experience solving abilities. So psychometrics helps companies to provide the best knowledge management systems, also to make it easier to find and provide the best solutions for customers throughout the interaction.
Yeah, it does all of that, doesn't it? It's quite a great
Yes.
tool, psychometrics. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And feel free, everyone, chime in if you have any questions. We'll be happy to answer them while we go through the process here. So here we have is a cycle here, psychometrics and evidence-based development of capability. So what you're going to want to do, if we all listen to the same patient call right now, would we be able to say the agent provided empathy well? Probably not. We would all be on different levels. So what we want to do is we want to know what to look for. So this is what behaviors influence customer perception and outcomes of customer experience. And can you click on the next one? And observing it accurately. So ensuring that measurement of behavior is unbiased and accurate. And then the next part of the cycle is then to identify the impact. Ensuring that the format of the feedback is actionable and enables change. Change is important. If we can actually see what is happening. We understand that certain actions are what are causing whatever our CSATs may be, whatever the outcomes of the calls may be, and then being able to provide that feedback in a logical way to the agents, then we are going to be able to enable that change that is so important. And then our next one is to validating results. So we want to identify the impact of behavior change on customer experience outcomes. This step is actually frequently overlooked in the cycle. And if that's the case, that's when it becomes very costly in the process. So this cycle can be linked right back to our customer satisfaction results.
I mean, that's very true, Karen, because how many times do we see this? Many companies, they start this cycle, and then they always miss that last step of validating their results. I mean, they've spent all this money on training and systems and processes, and then do they actually check to see it's actually working and making those improvements? So, yeah, it's very important that, step 4 is actually worked and followed. Yeah, great point.
Exactly. So boosting satisfaction with psychometrics. So psychometrics boosts the satisfaction because it gives you meaningful insights that are evidence-based and measurable. So you can provide that targeted training, trust that the feedback is correct and valid. And you'll also be able to have easier calibrations and drive the tangible business results. So you can see here that these are the pillars of how psychometrics can help the process of customer experience and customer satisfaction through your contact centers here. Yeah. All right.
Now, this looks at really, how do we connect the dots of psychometrics? We all have data, and we probably have lots of data, that we can certainly get access to. But, what does it all mean? We need to be able to connect all the dots from data and information and then turning it into knowledge. And then, we end up with some insights that we can apply, along with some of our healthcare wisdom, our tribal knowledge that we all have as well. So it's to make an actual impact to the patient. So psychometrics, lends a hand in this process. We're not just dealing with pieces of data and pieces of information and knowledge over here. It kind of ties it all together and uses all of it to come up with actionable impacts that we can then utilize and for our patients and for their patient journey. So psychometrics is used to really drive these actionable insights to improve the patient journey and the overall, patient experience. It's one of the keys to success as we move forward in this new, digital age as well.
One of the greatest issues encountered in business is that almost anything can be proven with enough data, which is cut the right way. So we've all taken some kind of statistics class. You know that you can slice, dice, and make your point with the data that you have. So with large amounts of data delivering endless measurement and contact center, it's easy to lose sight of how best to use it. So as our access to data increases, so too does our ability to manipulate it. So we must be mindful of the need to interrogate data in a way that allows it to deliver insight. And so this is a quote here: data are just summaries of thousands of stories. Tell a few of those stories to help make the data meaningful. Well, we want it to be meaningful, and that's why we utilize and the importance of psychometrics within our industry here.
Right. Because I'm sure you've all received reports at one point, and you look at the information and the data that you've been provided, and you're like, well, what is this telling me? It's not telling me anything. I don't know if this is, are we winning? Are we losing? We don't know what it's telling us. And this is why that layer of psychometrics comes into play. And it's actually going to then tell you what is meaningful and impactful about the data and the information that you have. It's going to link all those dots together. So optimizing healthcare experiences, it's really not enough to simply want the best experiences and, outcomes, for our patients. Our patient care coordinators don't, just know, how to work with your patients in the best way. It doesn't happen automatically. There's certainly a set of coachable skills, that must be honed, practiced and developed. I'm sure you all know this, but like for example, evaluating, our team members, empathetic responses, should be part of a continuously improvement of staff knowledge, skill set, and delivery. You should be looking at this all the time, and this is really how we can look at, how are you optimizing your healthcare experiences, for your patients. So there's a variety of elements, that are critical, for the success of the patient journey. And I'm not going to go through, each of these, but you can see the critical elements of what is all involved, with success. There's quality and there's compliance and there's feedback and coaching and training. We have, technology and we've got reporting. But these all lead to a focus really on those soft skills, and that secret sauce, as you all know, can lie with the empathy of a successful, patient journey there. So now we've got a few case studies that you might find interesting to kind of highlight some customer success results that you can certainly experience by applying some different solution options as well. So in this study, we had a national healthcare company that was seeing patient dissatisfaction, with their experiences on their journey. So the company we utilize, psychometrics QA and calibration along with some vulnerable training, targeted, to their team needs. And as a result, they saw a significant increase on calls being handled appropriately and with that sensitivity by 80%. They went from 13% before to 93% after this was all conducted. So this really aligned with their goal of keeping that human touch, even though they're working in this, digital technology world. So they're able to kind of map that all together. So that was really great to see. So we're certainly using call monitoring there. There was training there and calibration activities all being done to really move this company forward with their patient care and their patient journey and satisfaction. This case study, again, this was a national healthcare company that were not really realizing the offering to use their mail order pharmacy as an option to their brick and mortar facility. So they were trying to move more of their business to mail order, and it just wasn't happening. So we utilized some speech analytics and audits along with training that was targeted for probing and rapport building and overcoming objections as well. And as a result, they saw an 18% increase in their conversion rates over to their mail order pharmacy. So this aligned with their goal, of how to use technology more effectively to improve their patient interactions. So they saw some great results there as well. And then this final study that we've got to share today. So this was a technology company, a global technology healthcare company that were realizing a very low first call resolution rate, and decreased satisfaction rates as well, due to the payment issues that they were really seeing in their chat channels. I know a lot of you are using, phone and chat and email as well. So specifically to their chat channel, this occurred. So they utilized psychometrics to understand really what was that root cause, and we found that it was linked to their customer identification failures, with the chat. So the company was then used to able to identify, the issue channel and the processes as part of the chat to make the needed changes. And as a result, they saw an 18% increase in their CSAT scores and a 13% improvement in that first call resolution rate. So that certainly aligned with their goal to boost satisfaction for their patient with using the psychometrics as well. So with the psychometrics in this case, they were really able to connect all the dots with the different data elements they had and information, as well as their knowledge, to really understand what was the actual root cause for this issue, and we were able to come it from what was used with the psychometrics. So here are some additional observations, that we've seen from the various adopted approaches. These are included like, significant increases to conversion rates, increases to quality scores and first call resolutions, increase to CSAT scores. And we've also seen, decreases to like non-compliance scores because you don't want those to be high. A decrease in high risk calls as well, so they're not coming in as many times, and saw significant dollar savings, due to, identified process changes because that root cause analysis, from those psychometrics is uncovering, there's issues with the processes, and if we can change them, we're going to save money for the company as well. There's unnecessary callbacks to the patients as well. So you've got more time for your patient care coordinators to do other things and be more productive as well and providing more value then to your patients. So a lot of great approaches have been adopted by many of our customers and many of you out there in the marketplace in healthcare. And you can really see some differences to your processes, to your bottom line, but of course to your patient satisfaction scores and to your patient journey, making it easier for them.
Absolutely. So here we are looking at a 360 degree of customer experience. Over the years, our solutions evolved to include these features that guarantee success for our customers. So these are value add actionable training, which is practical training that directly improves performance. We also have a purposeful focus and alignment, ensuring all efforts are strategically aligned with goals. It's very important to make sure that your efforts are looking at what is the end game that you want. We also do utilize conversational analysis, so analyzing interactions to extract valuable insights. Emotion management, understanding and managing customer emotions effectively. And this goes back to that empathy, understanding what are they going through and what are our customers going through, and being empathetic to their emotions at that time. We also have making sure that company-wide calibration. So we want to make sure there's consistency and accuracy within the evaluations. And that provides that feedback that is so important as well. So everybody is giving the same feedback to the agents, and everybody is on the same page. We also have leveraging and integrating technology. So utilizing advanced technology to enhance the processes. So it's not going to replace the human element. All it is it complements it. So we want to make sure that we're leveraging the right technology and providing the right insights from that technology. We also want to look at peer-to-peer coaching, so encouraging knowledge sharing and support among all peers. So we're not all working in silos. You want the IT folks, the customer service folks, sales, marketing, everybody, management, everyone working together and providing that type of coaching and understanding with the information that is gotten from the information from the human element and also from the tech. We also have what's called CSAT triangulation. We haven't come up with a better term, but it really does define what we're talking about. So we're combining multiple data points for a comprehensive view of customer satisfaction. And then we have advisor-driven QA and coaching ready feedback. So going back to feedback and coaching, we want to make sure that we're providing targeted and actionable feedback for continuous improvement. So these features help us support our clients, and in turn, they are able to provide great customer experience and reach their goals utilizing a 360-degree view. So with that being said, we're nearing to the end here, and we would like to open up the conversation here and see, does anybody have any questions, and what we would be able to provide any insights into what we discussed here today, or if anybody would have anything they'd like to add. And feel free to come off mute and either chat away with us, or feel free to use the meeting chat as well. Well, we must have knocked it out, home run, Christine, because
Yay!
So one thing that is very exciting about this is going to be a continual series, and we already have the second one planned for July 25th, and that's where we're going to talk about empathy and vulnerability. And it looks like we have a chat started from Tatiana. Hi there, Tatiana. Did you have a question? Okay, well, if you feel like you need have questions after this, oh, great. So Tatiana is asking us which partners we work with who provide enriched experiences either via chat panels or voice calls. Christine, do you have any insights on for our partners that we currently use?
Well, we've got a variety of partners, that we provide, experiences, during the chat and the voice. So we can certainly circle back around with you and provide you that list. But we've got, global customers that we work with, and, a variety of very large corporations that we work with on that. So there is a whole gamut of people, a lot of Fortune,
Yep.
100 companies as well. So
Great. We'll definitely keep in touch. One of our partners is actually on the call or on this webinar right now. And they actually provide not so much a chat or voice, but it is a automated communication that provides your customers with an opportunity where if they needed just a self-service option, they would be able to provide that kind of service. And that partner is Zappix. And we have Valerie on the call right now. So if you would like to learn more about that, we'd love to share their information with you as well, and be able to really automate that type of communication with your customers.
Absolutely.
So,
Thanks, Karen. And empathy, great discussion today. Empathy is really the foundation building block, particularly in healthcare, because you need to talk to someone who is understanding and can really put themselves in your shoes when you're dealing with so many different pieces of the equation, and your care is so essential. So we'd love to, great discussion, and love to learn more in your next one.
fantastic. So if you want to learn more, feel free to contact us. We're on LinkedIn. You can email us. Any way that you feel that you'd like to reach out, please do. You can also find more information about healthcare on our website. And these case studies will be on the website probably within the week or so. So Tatiana, thank you for coming on video. Did you want to talk or discuss anything while you're here? Oh, you're on mute.
You're on mute.
Hi, sorry, I'm actually, I've got a deadline coming up in about 12 minutes, so I will connect with
Okay.
all of you on LinkedIn if that's okay.